Om Nilambuya Shyamal Komalangam Sita Samaropita Vama Bhagam Panau Maha Sayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side. He is carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Shri Ramcharitmanas in Baal Kanda, verse number 359. The context of this story is all the four brothers, along with their four wives, brides, they have come in Ayodhya, and Ayodhya city is filled with joy. In order to enjoy it, you have to travel fast in the past, or wait for his incarnation. In Treta you got to come. The message is here and now. Believe it or not. Purnamata, that's full. This is full. The Upanishad doesn't say it was full once upon a time. And then we'll get full later. And then full will be taken from the full and no more fooling anymore. But I'm leading you to understand. No matter whatever may be the state of your mind, through satsanga, get away from all entanglements, all worries and anxieties. Even if you don't succeed, imagine you have succeeded. Fake the fakers. That's called affirmation. That's called pure bhavana, creating and asserting a bhavana, a feeling. So in the midst of daily battle, you could have a little space and asserting a divine feeling. Not on the basis of falsehood, on the basis of the truth. The truth is that you are sustained by the divine. No matter whatever way your mind may interpret, you are sustained by the divine. And that divine is absolute. No matter how a reflected sun may behave, sustained by the sun, all the glory of the sun is behind it. And in reality, it is nothing but the sun. So all the glory of God is behind every individual. And essentially, all are nothing but Brahman. Why difference? Because you are experiencing things through your iPad. Not the small I, the big I am. The big I am is using so many brains. And brain and nervous system is just like a mechanism. And through that, every individual is experiencing a vast universe. These days, people don't wonder how much comes into your iPad. Vast universe. The whole Alaska comes. The bears start jumping. All that happens with a little iPad. So all your experience is in a little iPad of brain, nervous system. Behind it is your mind. Behind the mind is a cosmic mind. Behind that is absolute self, Brahman. Not for a moment are you separated from Brahman. Therefore, Don't wait, allow to bring about that type of imagination, that type of fervent feeling that you are with God. You are celebrating all these celebrations of Rama. And when it comes to miserable states, stay a little detached and watch how Rama conquers the negativity. And then come and join in celebrating. I'm joking, but that's to understand. The art of Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is not just go rush, what's the story? But go into it, see how the poet has experienced when he brought out all those words. With that, let's go along with it. Mangala moda uchahanit, jahi divase hi bhati, umagi avadha ananda bari, adhika adhika adhikati. Every day there is a Mangal. Mangal is auspiciousness. Ananda, joy. And Utsav, festivity. Since Rama came, along with all that, every day in Ayodhya, they are not looking for when is Christmas. We're joking. When is Deepavali? When is Vijayadashmi? They are looking for that. Every day is profound Utsav. When you have Utsaha in your heart, then every day is Utsav. Utsaha, I have explained before, let me again repeat it. Utsaha is spiritual strength that creates in your heart zeal, enthusiasm, vim, vigor, in such a way that you do not become disorientated. A lot of happiness comes, but people cannot, in that state they cannot handle their duties correctly. But this is Utsaha. You handle your duties in perfect precision. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. So that kaushal term comes into it. And a profound confidence, which is an appearance of veer ras, a sentiment of heroic consciousness. Just like a lion has been threatened by sea rabbits and pretends to be threatened. But in the threatened state, it has been us. It is smiling. All these troubles are threatening me. I am going to wipe them out. Because I am not the ego. I am Brahman. Brahman is going to wipe them out. That Veera Ras should enter into your heart. Then you have taken your rasam correctly. So Mangal mode, the joyousness, utsaha, zeal. With this type of joyous experience, days passed by. A little introduction. Umagi Avadha Ananda Bari. Ayodhya was inundated with joy. Adhik Adhik Adhikati. And the bliss was surging more and more. So, first sight you saw, next sight is much bigger, third sight is bigger. Sometimes something joyous, you have a quick sight, but then look again, until you are blown away. Sudina sodhi kalakanch kankana chore, mangala moda vinodana thore, nitanava sukha sura dekhi rikrisyahi, avadha janma jachahi vidhi pahi. In this storyline, since they had just come after the marriage ritual, samskara, they have still certain things in their body, such as sacred strings attached to their wrists and similar things. They hold on for a few days exactly as they were during ritual state. But after a short duration, a few days later, they are taken away. They are more normalized. So, and everything follows astrological chart. So on a auspicious occasion, Kal Kankan Shore, their wrists had kankan, special ornament. They left those, they took them out. The joyousness, and surging of positive energy, festivity, festive situation, all that began to blossom, began to be highlighted. Even gods, looking at the joy that was surging in Ayodhya, they looked at each other with surprise. When it will be for us to get that type of happiness? That figure that everything is kind of a riddle. If you have gone to heavenly world as led by good karmas, heavenly world provides you with bhoga, and bhoga has a limit. So you are not perpetually in the state of happiness, and you know it. So therefore, all that you are enjoying, compared to the enjoyment which Ayodhya is bringing forth, the type of enjoyment that is beckoning your mind to eternal bliss, not heaven, but moksha. Souls going to Swarga, they are gods. Soul going to moksha, those souls are much greater than those souls who have gone to Swarga. So gods in the Swarga level, look at that. That's great wonder. Just like businessmen look at people who have millions and billions with wonder. I'm joking. In simple terms, once your heart has become focused on not coming back, but attaining liberation, then all descriptions of pleasure, they are little, alpam. And those who have gained those pleasure, if they are sensitive, they know it. Nita nava sukha sura dekhi sihahi. Bhoga type of joy is not a navasukha, is not a new joy. In a very crude way, scriptures describe it, vangtasi. You took it, enjoyed it, vomited it. Wait a little, eat it, enjoy it, and vomit. It's very crude description. Karmic based experience of pleasure. Good karmas you did, it secured certain type of pleasure. But when karmas faded away or it was spent off, your pleasure moves away. Now you do again good karmas to get the same pleasure. You get it, which you had already experienced it million times. But still you have not learned the lesson. So, compared to heavenly enjoyment, where there is not new sukh, where there is not daily novelty in happiness, it's a bhoga world. Once you get it, you are always given enjoyment. You are set by a lake of cream, the best cream you like. And you can go on eating it day by day. I'm just giving you a crude way to understand, humorous way. Navasukh, happiness that you begin to experience, that's totally different from seeing things in the world according to your liking. Put all the ducks together and feel wonderful about it. Remember, I'm not underestimating anything. Everything is important in a spiritual field, but giving you different aspects. So the joy that you get is the realistic world, when you have put your things together. And higher joy is how do you feel it in your heart? Where is your heart going? Where is the real yumminess? If you don't, you are losing it. Then you don't have real joy, real life. The purpose of life is not being fulfilled. Then it is not a joyous life. But no matter whatever is the type of life, if it is allowing your purpose to be fulfilled, allowing you to move towards bhakti and jnana, that's the most blessed life. No matter how it may appear. विश्वामित्र चलन नित चाहि राम सप्रेम विनय बस रहि. Now spicing up the story. Vishwamitra is still there with Rama, Dasharatha and all the people. And it's time for Vishwamitra to return to his own ashram. But he continues to linger. What will be highlighted? The joy that Ayodhya is bringing out is much greater than Vishwamitra's profound samadhi in his ashram. Not to be taken literally, it's a kind of allegorical way of highlighting the joy where Rama abides. So Vishwamitra again and again prepares himself to go. Rama comes, who says, tomorrow, not just today. But then came a time when Vishwamitra must go. दिन दिन सय गुण भूपति भाऊ देखी सराह मुहामुनि राऊ And day by day, King Dasharatha opens his heart, shows his wonderful love for Vishwamitra. Today he showed 1 house, next day he showed 3 houses, next day 10. I'm joking. More and more. मागत विदा राउ अनुरागे सुतग समेत ठाढ़ भे आगे. Finally, Vishwamitra had to ask that he must receive permission to depart. King became immersed in prem, love, and along with his sons, he offered adorations to Vishwamitra. नाथ सकल संपदा तुम्हारी, मैं सेवक सेवत सुत नारी. O Lord, Vishwamitra is sage, Lord is God within him. All this property and all this possession that I have is yours, O Lord. I am, along with my sons and along with my queens, we are all your servants. करब सकाल लड़िकन पर छोहु, दर्शनु देत रहब मुनि मोहु. O sage, please always give affection to my sons and do not deprive me from your darshan. Go on giving me darshan now and then. Thus saying, the king, along with sons, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, along with queens, they all bowed down to the feet of sage Vishwamitra. And they were so overwhelmed with love that while doing that, they became completely calm. They couldn't express any word. दीनासीस विप्र बहु भांति, चले न प्रीति रीति कही जाती. Sage Vishwamitra offered blessings to them in various ways, and thus doing that, he departed. The whole scenery is priti ki riti, the ways love is practiced. These ways of love, that you can't describe. You can go and see a festivity, see the festoons, see various decorations, can describe them. But the heart that is filled with love and what loving process goes on, that you can't describe. राम सप्रेम संग सब भाई, आयसु पाई फिरे पहुंचाई. Shri Ramayan brothers, they took Vasishtha to a certain distance, and then with his permission they returned. राम रूप भूपति भगति, ब्याहु उछाहु आनंदु. जात सराहत मन ही मन, मुदित गाधि कुल चंदु. Sage Vishwamitra, profoundly delighted, holding the form of Rama and all this set of Dasharatha and queens and his brothers, Rama's brothers. In other words, the entire scenery was installed in the heart of Vishwamitra. And with that, Vishwamitra departed. Internally filled with joy, thrill, and mind going on, going into flashback. Not one flash, many flashes. Vamadeva Raghukula Gurgyani Bahurigadi Sutta Katha Bakhani. While Vishwamitra has gone, the priests of King Dasharatha, Vamadeva and Sage Vasishtha, they told the king about the story of Sage Vishwamitra. And the king was very delighted. In other words, the separation was handled by profound satsanga. When you are separated from the dear ones, the ideal separation should bring to you a stage of remembering all the good deeds the dear ones have done and being thrilled by it and sending out goodwill. May they do more and more. Otherwise, your experience stays in a sentimental level. You just write down in your diary, now it will be 6 months later, I will have the same time. बहुरे लोग रजाय सुभयऊ सुतन समेत नृपति गृह गयऊ जहाँ तहाँ राम व्याहु सबु गावा सुजस पुनीत लोक तिहु छावा. All returned to their homes. King Dasharatha, along with his sons, went to his palace. And everywhere in Ayodhya, people are talking about story of Rama's marriage and all that led to his marriage, and the ritual, the way it was performed in Janaka's place. And the glory of Rama, his suyash, went viral, old time viral. 3 lokas became permeated with the glory of Rama. 3 lokas, 3 planes of your experience in the practical plane, experience in the plane of your heart, in your feeling, and experience in the plane of your understanding. These are 3 lokas. Sometimes you are happy in one loka, the other loka is shrinking. You become loco. Localized happiness. But the goal behind it is to have all the 3 lokas enjoying bliss. When the 3 lokas begin to enjoy, your soul begins to understand that real happiness is coming from within its own essential nature. But when the 3 lokas are in disharmony, then you are distracted from the real truth. Where is happiness? Your happiness is only going after correcting your sentiments or correcting your actions or correcting your thoughts. But when you are completely harmonized, the goal is, how can I reach that plane which transcends thought, word and deed, all the three lokas. It shouldn't give you too much of a problem. Every day it happens, whether you like it or not. You go to sleep. No matter how active you have been, nature has so planned that when you go to sleep, all the three lokas move away from you. All their problems. Three lokas contain a lot of mystery. That's your purpose in life, how to discover joy, not limited only to the physical plane. The joy arising out of your good feeling, the joy arising out of a good understanding. So when you have that type of set within yourself, that you are not living just to watch the news and what the news is going to say, what future is going to be. But you are the creator of your future. आए व्याहि राम घर जब ते बसई अनंग अवध सब तब ते. Since Rama and the brothers came to Ayodhya, Ayodhya began to enjoy profound utsav, great joy, great thrill. And that great thrill continued to stay day by day without waxing or waning. प्रभु विवाह जस भयउ छाहु सकहि न बरनि गिरा अहि नाहु. All the joy and all the utsah, the fervent glow of happiness, all that happened. Even goddess Saraswati and Sheshanag cannot describe. Whenever they do that, it is not underestimating goddess Saraswati, but underestimating all worldly happiness compared to the glimpse of the divine bliss. So whether you learn from an ordinary professor the difference, or learn from goddess Saraswati, is the same thing. Learn it, implying when goddess Saraswati cannot change this, or Sheshanag cannot change this. That's one way to understand. Another way, all your concepts of Sagun Sakar, God with form and attribute, is limited compared to the absolute Brahman. But we don't go that far. To put it again, since the topic is there. When you worship different gods, your Ishtadevata, Ishtadevi, everyone has certain idea about what they want to get. But when you go after liberation, the liberation goes beyond all concepts. So, Devi can go on giving you what you want, but you want liberation, the Devi becomes dumb. Because liberation is not an object. So it is described that even Devi can't describe. So it is not underestimating Devi, giving you insight into the higher truth. कवि कुल जीवन पावन जानी राम सिय जसु मंगल खानी कहते मैं कछु कहा बखानी करण पुनीत केतु निजबानी. The glory of Sita and Ram brings a shower of sanctity, purity in the lives of poets. In other words, those who want to be inspired. The glory of Sita Ram, if you bring your heart, you will have profound inspiration. And that will bring in your life Mangal. Mangal is auspicious, omens. It's like early in the morning you walk by and suddenly a peacock began to dance. So what do you call it? It's a good omen. You made the day. Now, let Rama or any one of the glimpse of these utsav enter your heart and it will make your day. Much more than you can imagine. Mangal Khan. Tulsidas says, for purifying my speech, I have given attention to these descriptions. निज निज गिरा पावनी करण कारण राम जसु तुलसी कहियो रघुबीर चरित अपार पारिधि पारु कवि कौने लहियो उपवीत व्याह उछाह मंगल सुनिजे सादर गावहीं वैदेही राम प्रसाद थे जन सर्वदा सुख पावहीं. This glory of Rama that purifies speech. When you see these words coming out of the tongue, you praise the tongue. How wonderful. Otherwise, I don't want to mention anything more. Saint Tulsidas ji has expressed Rama's glory through his tongue, through this poetic language. But don't think that the whole glory of Rama can be brought into language. The glory of Rama is like a vast ocean. There is no one who can have complete access to the divine glory. In other words, divine glory is indescribable. No matter how poetic, it cannot be brought into words. However, those who will listen to the stories of Rama's, how he was led to have sacrament of thread sacrament, sacrament of marriage, and many others. All the Leela that you have heard in Balakanda, if you were to listen, not only listen, if you were to sing, because they have been written in such a way that you can remember them, you can sing them, and you can dance with them. Whoever does so will receive the grace of Sita and Rama, and they will enjoy profound bliss. Siya Raghubir Vivahaje Saprema Gavahi Sunahi Tinakahu Sada Uchahu Mangalayatana Rama Jasu. Whoever sings or listens to these poetic descriptions of Sri Rama's marriage with Sita, whoever does that, there will be constant utsah in their heart and in their surrounding. Constant joy. Joy doesn't give you that fervor. Utsah is joy that is handling all things and still outshining everything. It's dynamic joy. You listen to satsanga, so I'm happy. But if your happiness lacks inspiration to lead you to something enthusiastic in a joyous way, then you are lacking utsah. Utsah is happiness with one step higher. The glory of Rama is the abode of all that is auspicious. Iti Shri Ramcharitmanas Sakal Kalikalu Vidvansane Prathamah Sopana Samapta. Thus, in Ramcharitmanas, in the Ramayana, the first section, Balakanda, is over, which is the destroyer of all the sins of Kali Yuga. All yugas have their sins, but Kali Yuga has the maximum. One that destroys Kali Yuga's sins automatically becomes the highest. We are entering into the next kanda, next section, called Ayodhya Kand. It's the most profound section in the Tulsi Ramayana. Tulsidas has all his understanding, his bhakti has been poured into this kanda. Yasyang kecha vibhati bhudhara suta deva paga mastake bhale valavidhu galecha garlam yasyo rasi jalarat soyam bhuti vibhushanah suravara sarvadhipah sarvada sharvah sarvagatah shiva shashinibha Shri Shankarah patu maham. Ramayana gives wondrous blossoms of prayers, like a big garden, and then find beautiful blossoms. These are all profound prayers. They act like powerful mantras for drawing all that is good and gracious in your life. The prayer means adorations to Lord Shiva. May that Lord Shiva protect us. In actual literal language, it says, may that Shiva protect me, which implies whoever reads it will say, the same statement, may that Shiva protect me. Who is that Shiva? Yasyang kecha vibhati bhudhar suta, in whose arms there shines the daughter of the Himalayas, Parvati Devi. Devapaga mastake, on his crown there shines Ganga Devi. Bhale bala vidhu gale, on his forehead there is that crescent moon. Moon implying mind that does not wax or wane, is under absolute control. Bal vidhu gale cha garalam, and in his throat it looks all blue. He drank all the halal poison. And look at his chest, be careful, big snake. Sheshnag, all the universal energy described as Kundalini or Sheshnag, adorns Lord Shiva's personality. It's an allegorical description of God. And he is decked with Bhuti Vibhushana, decked with Vibhuti, ashes. Ashes is when all things are burnt up by the fire of knowledge, Tattva Gyan. That's called Bhasma. Bha, to make it shine. Sma, I am. When all illusions are burnt up, your I am shines. That's Vibhuti, that's Bhasma. But literally we use Bhasma as allegorical symbol of that great attainment. Suravara, the best of all gods. Sarveshwara, the Lord of all. And is the destroyer of all sins, all permeating embodiment of auspiciousness. And a glorious glow in his body, just like the full moon. Snowy white, shining with splendor. That's Lord Shiva. May he protect us. Om Namah Shivaya. With this we conclude. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ramayana.